Good morning, friends. How are you guys today? Natalie and I are here to do calendar with you, right? And we are also going to read a fun story at the end of calendar today, okay? So first things first, it still says today is Monday. It's not Monday, right? So I'll take Monday down. I'll take 20 down. I will take this down and this down. Okay, so if yesterday was Monday, what day is it today? That means today is Tuesday, right? Yep. Capital T, the rest of the letters are lowercase. Uppercase T, the rest of the letters are lowercase. You can put that right up here. So today is Tuesday. Awesome. If today is Tuesday, we just said that yesterday was Monday. And if yesterday was Monday and today is Tuesday, what day will tomorrow be? Let's sing our days of the week song to find out, okay? So you're listening for what day I say after Tuesday, okay? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So what day came after Tuesday?
Saturday.
No, not Saturday. Wednesday. What letter does Wednesday start with? W?
W.
Yep. All right.
W.
Here you go.
W.
Wednesday.
Tomorrow.
All right. Now let's erase our secret code from yesterday. And we'll erase our heart from yesterday. And I will cross out, and you cross out yesterday's date, which was the number 20.
This one?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So then, let's count all together to find out what number day today is, okay? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20,
22.
21. 21 is today, right? So we will go ahead and put up 21. 21 is a 2 and a 1. Okay? If you did the 1 first and then the 2, that would not be 21, right?
You do
The 2 first in all of your 20s. 2, 1, 21. Okay?
Yeah, 21.
All right. Can you tape it up there for me? Thank you so much.
So,
Perfect. Okay. So, our weather, we will go ahead and do our weather today too.
when I look out the window.
Yeah, you want to go look out the window? All right. Weather watcher, look and see, look and see. Tell us what the weather is, tell us what the weather is, won't you please, won't you please? All right, come on back. What is the weather like today?
It's kind of foggy.
Foggy? I don't see any fog. Try again.
Kind of sunny.
Yeah, it looks sunny to me. I think it's going to be another nice day outside to get outside and get moving. Yeah.
To
Get fresh air. Here you
To
go.
find stuff. To find numbers, me and Mommy said.
Oh, yesterday we talked about finding 20 things, right? Yep. All right. So you guys, today is sunny. It is still spring. Our number is 20. Our letters are P and N. Can you remember my computer? Let's sing our Jolly Phonics songs.
In the book.
Yeah, we're going to read a book too. We're going to do our Jolly Phonics songs real quick. Yeah. Okay. So while Natalie is getting me my computer so that we can listen to our Jolly Phonics songs, let's go ahead and see what the number 20 looks like in a 10 frame. So 20, right? That's 20. Here is 110 frame. Here is another 10 frame.
What are you guys doing?
We are seeing what the number 20 looks like in 10 frames. These are called 10 frames. So we're going to fill them in. We know we know one 10 frame is how many? 10, right? So how many do you think we are going to fill up to get 20?
Count.
Let's see.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All right, keep going. 11,
12,
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
20.
Whoa! We filled up both 10 frames for the number 20. They're all filled up, right? So you know that this is 10 and this is 10. And guess what, you guys? 10 plus 10 is 20. All right, so
But we did not do 10.
we did 10 on each 10 frame.
Yeah,
All right.
but you forgot to erase it.
That's okay. We don't need to erase it right now. All right, you guys, let's sing. That's fine. All right, let's sing our Jolly Phonics songs. So remember, our Jolly Phonics songs are the letters P and N. Okay? But we're going to start. No, I think actually we will just do P and N because I want to read that story. So let's
Do it so quickly. Do it so
We're
quick.
not doing it so quickly. I'm just getting to the letters. All right, are you guys ready?
And I can actually see it.
That it. All right, here we go.
Puff up the candles on the pink, pink cake. Puff, 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 puff. Puff up the candles on the pink, pink cake. Puff, puff, puff.
All right, so remember for that one, you hold up your finger like a candle and you go puff, 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 like you're blowing it, but like this. Puff, puff, puff. Because P says puff, so you're puffing out the candle, okay? Let's listen to
Like
the
a-
N.
Like a big bad
Let's
wolf.
listen to the N.
Like a big bad wolf.
Hear the airplane, Hear the airplane, Hear the airplane, making lots of noise.
Awesome. So your arms are out like an airplane, and you're saying, All right. So I would love for you to practice those Jolly Phonics songs and all the other songs, okay?
And now the book.
Now we're going to read a story. This is one of my favorite stories, The Lorax, all right? It's a pretty long story, you guys, so if you want to stop at any point, you could always stop and come back and listen to the rest, right? But I will go ahead and read it. The Lorax.
You relax.
At the far end of town, where the grickle grass grows and the wind smells slow and sour when it blows, and no birds ever sing excepting old crows, is the street of the lifted Lorax. And deep in the grickle grass, some people say, if you look deep enough, you can still see today, when the Lorax once stood just as long as it could before somebody lifted the Lorax away. Hey, Natalie, if you would like to see the story, why don't you move your chair over here? Because I have to hold it like this so my friends can see it. There you go. Or just look at the screen and you can see it, okay? And deep in the grickle grass... Oh, I read that page already. Sorry, you guys. What was the Lorax, and why was it there, and why was it lifted and taken somewhere? From the far end of town where the grickle grass grows. The old Onceler still lives there. Ask him. He knows.
One eye out.
You won't see the Onceler, don't knock at his door. He stays in his lurkin on top of his store. He lurks in his lurkin cold under the roof, where he makes his own clothes out of miff-muffered moof. And on special dank midnights in August he peeks out of the shutters, and sometimes he speaks, and tells how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you perhaps, if you are willing to pay.
Hey, that buddy, he doesn't give me.
On the end of a rope, he lets down a tin pail, and you have to toss in 15 cents and a nail, and the shell of a great-great-great-grandfather snail. Here's his rope and his bucket, and he wants you to put those things in there if you want to know the story about the Lorax.
Out the Lorax.
Then he pulls up the pail, makes a most careful count to see if you've paid him the proper amount. Then he hides what you paid him away in his snub, his secret strange hole in his grovelous glove. Then he grunts, I will call you by whisper-ma-phone, for the secrets I tell you are for your ears alone. There he is, taking his stuff out.
With his hands in the jar.
Okay, excuse me. Down slips the whisper-ma-phone to your ear, and the old Onceler's whispers are not very clear. Since they have to come down through a snurgily hose, he sounds as if he had smallish bees up his nose.
Ew.
Now I'll tell you, he says, with his
Ew.
teeth sounding gray, how the Lorax got lifted and taken away. It all started way back, such a long, long time back. There's a whisper-ma-phone. Way back in the days when the grass was still green and the pond was still wet and the clouds were still clean and the song of the Swami Swans rang out in space, one morning I came to this glorious place. And I first saw the trees, the truffula trees, the bright-colored tufts of the truffula trees, mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze. These are the truffula trees. Look at how bright and pretty they are.
And the white colors.
Mm-hmm.
And they were so pretty.
And under the trees I saw brown barbaloots frisking about in their barbaloot suits, and they played in the sand, shade, and ate tuffula fruits. From the rippleless pond came the comfortable sound of the humming fish humming while splashing around. But those trees, those truffula trees, all my life I'd been searching for trees such as these. The touch of their tufts was much softer than silk, and they had the sweet smell of fresh butterfly milk. I felt a great leaping of joy in my heart. I knew just what to do. I unloaded my cart. Take a look at what he has in his cart. What do you think he's going to do? In no time at all, I had built a small shop. Then I chopped down a truffula tree with one chop. And with great skillful skill and with great speedy speed, I took the soft tuft and I knitted a thneed. Chopped it down. The instant I'd finished, I heard a gazump. I looked. I saw something pop out of the stump of the tree I'd chopped down. It was sort of a man. Describe him? That's hard. I don't know if I can. He was shortish and oldish and brownish and mossy, and he spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy. Mister, he said with a sawdusty sneeze, I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees have no tongues, and I'm asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs. He was very upset as he shouted and puffed. What's that thing you've made out of my truffula tuft? Look, Lorax, I said, there's no cause for alarm. I chopped just one tree. I am doing no harm. I'm being quite useful. This thing is a thneed, a fine something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat, but it has other uses, yes, far beyond that. You can use it for carpets, for pillows, for sheets, or curtains, or covers for bicycle seats. The Lorax said, Sir, you are crazy with greed. There is no one on earth. Who would buy that fool thneed? But the very next minute I proved he was wrong, for just at that minute a chap came along, and he thought that the thneed I had knitted was great. He happily bought it for $3.98. I laughed at the Lorax. You poor guy, you never can tell what some people will buy. I repeat, cried the Lorax, I speak for the trees. I'm busy, I told him. Be quiet, if you please. I rushed across the room and in no time at all built a radio phone. I put in a quick call. I called all my brothers and uncles and aunts and I said, listen here, here's a wonderful chance for the whole Onceler family to get mighty rich. Get over here fast. Take the road to North Nitch. Turn left at Weehawken. Sharp right at South Stitch. What's he doing? He's calling all of his family members to come help him cut down trees and make more thneeds. Do you think it's a good idea that he's cutting down all of the trees?
No.
They
were so pretty and I wanted them to keep them.
No, let's see what happens. And in no time at all, in the factory I built, the whole Onceler family was working full tilt. We were all knitting thneeds, just as busy as bees, to the sound of the chopping of truffula trees.
Like different color bees.
Then, oh baby, oh, how my business did grow. Now chopping one tree at a time was too slow. So I quickly invented my super axe hacker, which whacked off 4 truffula trees at one smacker. We were making thneeds 4 times as fast as before, and that Lorax, he didn't show up anymore. But the next week he knocked on my new office door. He snapped, I'm the Lorax who speaks for the trees, but which you seem to be chopping as fast as you please. But I'm also in charge of the brown barbaloots, who played in the shade in their barbaloot suits and happily lived eating truffula fruits. Uh-oh. So these barbaloots used to eat the truffula fruits that were on the trees, but what's happening if they're cutting down the trees?
Their tummies hurt.
No, if they're cutting down the trees, that means they're taking away the fruits that the barbaloots were eating. Now, thanks to your hacking my trees to the ground,
I put a one up.
There's not enough truffula fruit to go round, and my poor barbaloots are all getting the crummies because they have gas and no food in their tummies. They are getting bellyaches, you were right, Natalie, because they don't have things to eat. They loved living here, but I can't let them stay. They'll have to find food, and I hope that they may. Good luck, boys, he cried, and he sent them away. I, the Onceler, felt sad as I watched them all go, but business is business, and business must grow, regardless of crummies and tummies, you know?
We have a baby.
I meant no harm, I most truly did not, but I had to grow bigger, so bigger I got. I biggered my factory, I biggered my roads, I biggered my wagons, I biggered the loads of the thneeds I shipped out. I was shipping them forth to the south, to the east, to the west, to the north. I went right on biggering, selling more thneeds, and I biggered my money, which everyone needs. So he's growing his business. But I'm not sure that's a good thing that he's growing his business. What do you guys think? Then again, he came back. I was fixing some pipes when that old nuisance Lorax came back with more grapes. I am the Lorax, he coughed and he whipped. He sneezed and he snuffled, he straggled, he sniffed. Onceler, he cried with a cruffulous croak. Onceler, you're making such smogulous smoke. My poor swami swans, why they can't sing a note. No one can sing who has smog in their throat. So he built all these factories, but he's letting all the smoke into the air, right? It's letting all the smoke into the air, and it's causing the swans not to be able to breathe or sing their songs. Excuse me. And so, said the Lorax, please pardon my cough. They cannot live here, so I'm sending them off. Where will they go? I don't hopefully know. They may have to fly for a month or a year to escape from the smog you've smogged up around here. What's more, snapped the Lorax. His dander was up. Let me say a few words about Gluppity-Glup. Your machinery chugs on day and night without stop, making gluppity-glup, also schloppity-schlop. And what do you do with this leftover goo? I'll show you, you dirty old Onceler man, you. Look at all this stuff it's making. It's not good for the earth, not good for where they live. Uh-oh. You're glumping the pond where the humming fish hummed. No more they can hum, for their gills are all glummed. So I'm sending them off. Their future is dreary. They'll walk on their fins and get woefully weary in search of some water that isn't so smeary. So all of the yucky stuff from the factory is going into the water, and it's making the fishies have to leave that water. All because he started by cutting down trees, right? And then I got mad. I got terribly mad. I yelled at the Lorax. Now listen here, Dad. All you do is yap, yap, and say, bad, 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 bad. Well, I have my rights, sir, and I'm telling you I intend to go on doing just what I do. And for your information, you Lorax, I'm biggering and biggering and biggering and biggering, turning more truffula trees into Thneeds, which everyone needs. He's saying, I'm just going to keep getting bigger and keep doing this.
So funny.
And at that very moment, we heard a loud whack. From outside in the fields came a sickening smack of an axe on a tree. Then we heard the tree fall. The very last truffula tree of them all. They just cut down the last one, so now what? Now what's going to happen if they don't have any more truffula trees to make their Thneeds, right? Let's see. No more trees, no more Thneeds, no more work to be done. So in no time, my uncles and aunts, every one, all waved me goodbye. They jumped into my cars and drove away under the smoke-smuggered stars. Now all that was left beneath the bad-smelling sky was my big empty factory, the Lorax and I. So now everybody left.
How did he do it?
Now there's nothing left to do.
Now how is he going to walk?
How's he going to work? Let's see. The Lorax said nothing, just gave me a glance. Just gave me a very sad backward glance as he lifted himself by the seat of his pants, and I'll never forget the grim look on his face when he hoisted himself and took leave of this place, through a hole in the smog without leaving a trace. So this is where all those pretty truffula trees used to be, but because they started cutting down the trees and making different things and polluting the air and polluting the water, now there's nothing left here. There's nothing good here. Let's see. And all that the Lorax left here in this mess was a small pile of rocks with the word, unless. Whatever that meant, well, I just couldn't guess. But that was long, long ago. But each day since that day, I've sat here and worried away. Through the years while my buildings have fallen apart, I've worried about it with all of my heart. But now, says the Onceler, now that you're here, the word of the Lorax seemed perfectly clear. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. So he's saying, unless you care and you're going to change things, then nothing will change, right? But he's saying you have to make that change. So if you see garbage when you're walking outside, what can you do? What can you do if you see garbage outside, Natalie? You pick it up, right? Because that's hurting our earth. So let's see what ends up happening here.
And you put it in the outside garbage.
Yeah. So, catch, calls the Onceler. He let something fall. It's a truffula seed. It's the last one of all. So the Onceler was holding on to one last truffula seed. What will happen if he plants one truffula seed?
There's not enough.
But if he plants a truffula seed, then a truffula tree will grow, right? Let's see.
Big one,
You're
big
in
one,
charge.
big one, big one.
You're in charge of the last truffula seeds. And the truffula trees are what everyone needs. Plant a new truffula, treat it with care, give it clean water, and feed it fresh air. Grow a forest, protect it from axes that hack. Then the Lorax and all of his friends may come back. The end.
The end. Now it's
So, hold on, please. So this story is all about how if you do one thing bad for our earth, can I talk, please? If you do one thing bad for our earth, it can lead to other bad things for our earth, right? So we want to make good choices. We want to take care of our earth, right? So all week this week, we have some activities going on about Earth Day. One thing you can do is go take a walk. If you see any garbage, pick it up, right? Bring a bag with you. Pick it up. That is helping, okay? So thank you for joining us this morning. I know this was a long calendar time because we read such a long story, but it was fun reading you guys a story. I miss doing that in the classroom. And I hope you guys have a great Tuesday, and we will see you tomorrow for calendar. All right? Bye, you guys. You want to say bye? Well, I'm not going to read your book. Do you want to say bye?
Bye.